no second chances. I'm that sort of a man.
Don't fuck with the Doctor. Best Doctor Who quote ever. Christmas Invasion by Russell T Davies, and is of course the very first Christmas special of the revived series, and aired on 25th of December, Christmas Day 2005, and it's just wonderful. I was only 10 when this episode aired, and this is truly a magnificent Who story, and by far the best Christmas special we've ever had. Still 11 years later, none of the other Christmas specials that have followed have ever topped this one since. I can see why this episode is universally loved as the best Christmas special, because it truly is. First of all, Christmas Invasion tells the story right where Bad Wolf and Party at the Ways left off, where the Doctor has now regenerated from his 9th to his 10th incarnation, played by David Tennant this time, and who has not fully completed his regeneration cycle, so he spends the majority of this story unconscious. So it's up to Rose and Mickey to not just prepare for Christmas, but to make matters worse. An alien invasion force of formidable warriors known as the Sycorax invade the Earth and plan to enslave all humanity. So it's up to Rose, Mickey, Jackie and Harriet Jones, who is now Prime Minister, to revive the Doctor and save Christmas Day and the entire world from the wrath of the Sycorax. Now, let's start out by praising how perfect David Tennant is as the Doctor. He is my absolute favourite Doctor. I'm being completely serious. Whenever he's on screen, he steals the entire scene and outshines everyone else. He is truly one of the greatest actors working today. He has everything. He has the comedy, the drama. He puts so much passion and love into his performance. He clearly loved playing this role, and I was devastated to see him go 5 years later in the end of time. And we still miss you today, David. We still miss you today. And Billie Piper as Rose, as she has a great storyline in this episode too. She's clearly devastated, conflicted by the Doctor just changing all of a sudden, because she's obviously not used to regeneration, and neither is Jackie or Mickey. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? Where's the Doctor? And they find to have a hard time believing Rose when she tells them that. And of course Rose does have a go at flying the TARDIS at the beginning, but she ends up kind of sucking at it and crashing it, but at least she tried. And even Mickey gets a lot to do. He's so glad that Rose is back, and he just wants it to be a normal Christmas without the Doctor, which is very understandable. And sadly, him and Rose get attacked by robo-forms disguised as Santas playing trumpets. I love the robo-forms. They are intimidating as hell. They look like just friendly guys, but they turn out to be brutal killers who try and murder the Tyler family with a Christmas tree. That is so creative, how Russell T Davies incorporated Christmas into sci-fi, and first killer Santa's now a killer Christmas tree. Oh, how awesome is that? And Jackie's famous line, I'm gonna get killed by a Christmas tree. Luckily for them, the Doctor wakes up just in time and discovers that the roboforms, they're nothing to worry about. They're just pilot fish. They're just a warning that something bigger is coming. And unfortunately for them, he goes back into his regeneration cycle, so they have to face a big fucking alien invasion on their own, and on Christmas Day. That's one great thing about this episode. It makes you cherish peace times in a world of war. Now, Harriet Jones from Aliens of London World War III makes her grand return here, and she's even more fortunate than ever. She's now Prime Minister, which is a step in the right direction for her character, and she's sent with Daniel Llewellyn a probe into space called Guinevere 1 that of course lands on the Sycorax ship and shows absolute proof to the human race on Christmas Day that aliens exist, which is a frightening scene when we first see the Sycorax head. You're like, holy shit. And I, if the world saw that aliens exist on Christmas Day, the world would freak the fuck out, and Russell did a brilliant job of portraying that realistically. And of course, Harriet, she has this English translator guy throughout the episode who translates the Sycorax message and what they say, at least until the TARDIS translates the language for everyone. He was pretty good. He was really funny and helpful. And Daniel Llewellyn, I really like him. He is a brave man wanting to explore the universe and discover new things, but by making contact with the Sycorax, he obviously feels the guilt of dooming the world. And when the Sycorax send the message to them, surrender or they will die, when they use blood control to make all the A positives, 1/3 of the world about to commit suicide unless they give in to the Sycorax's demands. Daniel, he was feeling like shit, so he felt like it was his responsibility to make peace with the Sycorax. So it's truly awful. It's so sad when he gets brutally murdered by the Sycorax leader. What I think the Christmas Invasion does better than any Christmas special, it has the perfect Doctor Who balance of both fun and dark moments. I mean, obviously the A positives about to kill themselves, and Daniel Hillets and the Major being murdered. They're brutal moments. This episode, it's so dark and ambitious for a Christmas special, which you would expect to be fun, but that's what makes it work. If it was too fun and if there were no stakes in it, it would be boring. Which is why I find Stephen Moffat specials like Last Christmas a complete snooze fest. Because there's zero stakes in that story in comparison to this, and of course Rose has to take the responsibility at this point of being the Doctor. She has to get everyone, her entire family, into the TARDIS until the Doctor wakes up, because they really need him right now. We haven't seen many stories where the Doctor's completely absent and our heroes are just helpless without him. So that's great that they're giving Rose the responsibility that she deserves, and it's a great moment when the Sycorax ship goes over London. It's half as big as London. Its shadow covers everything, and you're like, oh my god. I hope the Doctor wakes up soon, and when the TARDIS gets teleported up to the ship, and luckily Mickey accidentally spills the tea, which finally revives the Doctor, and Rose has to be ever so brave, and she gets another great moment to shine where she tries to reason with the Sycorax, but they just laugh in her face. And finally, since the Doctor's woken up, the TARDIS translation circuit translates Sycoraxic into English, and you go, eureka, finally the Doctor's alive. And yeah, this is when David Tennant truly gets to shine. This is his shining moment in the episode. This is when the episode just gets right up here, truly amazing. Now, people criticise this episode for having a lack of the Doctor. The Doctor doesn't really appear until the third act, but I have to respectively disagree. If the Doctor was in the episode too much and it wasn't going through this regeneration, then the stakes wouldn't nearly be as high. That worked for the kind of story this episode was trying to tell, and thankfully the Doctor does press the button freeing the A positives from blood control, and David Tennant gets to say some fantastic lines like, there's more to see than can ever be seen, which is of course pop culture reference to the Lion King, naughty Russell. And I love the moment. It's hilarious when the Sycorax leader is demanding to know who he is, and he's like, I don't know. Oh, make me laugh every time. And the Sycorax leader, played by Sean Gilder, he's an outstanding antagonist. In fact, the Sycorax, they are, as Doctor Who antagonists, they're on the same levels as the Daleks. I know that you think I'm crazy saying that, but they are near unstoppable. They will take Earth, and no one will stand in their way. They rule over with an iron fist. If that iron fist was made of diamonds and had spikes on it, and the makeup on the Sycorax is just incredible. It is one of the best costume designs and character designs and makeup for Doctor Who I have ever seen. You don't need any CGI crap to make the Sycorax. They look completely believable and realistic. I love their combination of a bone and flesh head, which makes them all the more frightening. And the fight between the Doctor and the Sycorax leader is the shining moment of the episode. It's simply brilliant, seeing the Doctor just kick the Sycorax leader's ass and finally get in a physical fight with one of his enemies. We've rarely seen the Doctor actually physically fight an enemy he can't negotiate with. I wish we get more of that. And of course, the most famous moment in the episode, the Doctor loses his hand in battle. Yeah, Sycorax leader just chops the Doctor's hand off, and you go, oh god, is there any hope left? But then the Doctor, he has a trick up his sleeve. He regenerates his hand, and he's like, it's a fighting hand. And you go, yes. And finally the Doctor has defeated the Sycorax leader, and he orders him to leave this planet in exchange for sparing his life, to which the leader finally agrees. But sadly, the leader does try and kill the Doctor again, even after the Doctor spared him, and the Doctor just throws a Satsuma he found out of his dressing gown, and the Sycorax leader falls to his death. I know some people may find that a bit cheesy and comical after a very serious tone this episode is trying to portray, but I think that's a powerful moment, and it's one of Tennant's and the 10th Doctor's best lines when he says, no second chances, I'm that sort of a man. That shows that even though he does forgive, he does not give his enemies a second chance, which is fair actually. And when he tells the Sycorax to leave Earth, it is defended, and it's so satisfying seeing them leave. But then Harriet Jones, she does something really controversial and shocking. She actually tells Torchwood, who have been preparing a weapon, to just fire and obliterate the Sycorax ship. And the Doctor, of course, he gets furious with her and says, that was murder, how could you do that, they were leaving. To which I agree, they did agree to leave and go back, and you killed them for that. I can understand why she did that after the Sycorax did try and just conquer Earth, and they did murder 2 of her colleagues. But seriously, she should have learnt from the Doctor that compassion should be put before revenge. And I love the moment when the Doctor tells her assistant, don't you think she looks tired, single-handedly bringing down her government to get her back. And I think she did feel guilty after that. That's why this story is such a perfect introduction to David Tennant's Doctor. It questions his morale, it questions what he thinks right and wrong. And it's a very lovely ending when Rose, Jackie and Mickey are settling down for Christmas dinner, and the Doctor finally chooses his classic 10th outfit, and we see the ash from the ship feel like snow. This episode, despite being a dark, ambitious epic that makes you think, it does feel Christmassy, of course, because it is a Christmas special, and Russell thankfully didn't forget that, and that brilliantly sets up Series 2. And by the end of this episode, it just leaves you a big smile on your face. I went, wasn't that terrific? This, not just my favourite Christmas special, it's one of my favourite stories of the revived series, easily. And the fact this episode was 60 minutes long, an hour, which most are 45, means that the episode had a lot more time to tell its story. I wish more episodes were this long. So what more can I say about The Christmas Invasion? It's flawlessly paced, it's the perfect length, it's a brilliant introduction to David Tennant's Doctor, it questions your morale, it has great antagonists, it's never a single dull moment in it, it has an amazing climax, it makes you both laugh and cry, and it retains the Christmassy feel. In my opinion, we've never had a better Christmas special since. I give The Christmas Invasion 5 stars out of 5. Watching this episode again made me realise, does Stephen Moffat even try with Christmas specials? Look how great the Russell T Davies ones were. So I love you guys, thank you all for watching, and what did you think of The Christmas Invasion? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google+, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.